Good evening. Welcome to Channel 20 News at 6. I'm Hank Campbell, and with me as always is my lovely co-host, Julianne Payne. How are you doing this evening, Julianne?
I'm doing well despite recent events. How are you doing, Hank?
I'm doing all right in spite of recent events, as you mentioned, the past few days. But like they say, the show must go on, right?
Exactly, Hank.
All right, let's get started. Mars attacks. As I'm sure most everyone knows at this point, the recent mission to Mars discovered signs of life. However, what you may not know is the specifics behind this discovery. With more on that, I'll turn things over to Julianne to give you more details on this incredible encounter.
Thanks, Hank. Last year, NASA launched their latest mission to Mars, the Mars Science Laboratory, or MSL for short, on November 26, 2011. It successfully landed Curiosity, a Mars rover, on August 6, 2012, in the Gale crater of the Martian surface. The three main goals of the Curiosity rover were to categorize the geology and climate of Mars, begin preparations for a manned mission to Mars, and to investigate the possibility of life on Mars. Well, as of September 30th, nearly 3 months after landing on the Martian surface, it is safe to say that we have finally achieved that goal. On September 27th, Curiosity discovered what appeared to be an ancient stream bed where water once washed across the Martian surface, possibly reaching hip-deep depths. On September 30th, only a few miles from the stream bed, Curiosity found what appeared to be a hand-carved entrance leading beneath the surface of Mars. Mere hours later, Curiosity began sending back images of what appeared to be machinery and even spacecraft deep beneath the Martian surface. Approximately 10 minutes after it began transmission of these images, the signal was abruptly cut short. The final image broadcast from Curiosity was what appeared to be a being of some sort wielding a large hammer or similar tool, slamming it repeatedly on the camera. It did not take long for these images to spread across the internet, with a plethora of jokes about Martians and the film Mars Attacks popping up as well as the creation of many memes. Regrettably, no one knew the scale or imminent danger of what was to come. On August 6, 2012, we discovered without a shadow of a doubt that we are not alone in the universe or even the galaxy. With more on that fateful day, I'll turn it back over to Hank.
Thanks, Julianne. As you mentioned before, every keyboard warrior across the planet was making jokes and laughing at the possibility of Martians being real. Well, on October 6th, that laughter came to a sudden and abrupt end and was replaced with fear and voices of concern. On October 4th, satellites surrounding the planet began detecting a large mass on a collision course with Earth, with an origin point believed to be Mars. By October 5th, that mass had covered more than 105 million miles of the 127-mile distance between Mars and Earth. As the mass approached Earth, it began to break apart into smaller pieces that we now know to have been smaller individual spacecraft. On October 6th, the Martian spacecraft had reached and surrounded the planet Earth, making a 127 million mile journey, into a meager 6 days, a speed that is completely incomprehensible by human technological standards. At first, we tried to make friendly contact with the Martians, letting them know we had no ill will towards them. The major world leaders attempted to set up a meeting at the UN, and the Martians appeared to be willing to go along with the peaceful negotiations. Unfortunately, the Martians used this as a diversion to systematically attack and disable the major military bases across the planet, from the US and Canada all the way to China and Russia. Heavy casualties were accumulated by every major military power. It appears that after achieving the destruction of most military bases, they released localized EMPs that disabled most vehicles and knocked out power to anyone without a generator, like the one here at our station. It's unclear how many casualties the human race has suffered, but some estimates put the numbers in the billions. At this point, reports are still flooding in, but we'll do our best to stay on the air and make sure we keep you up to date on any further developments. Now, with a little bit on, now we'll throw it over to Jeanette Halliburton, reporting live from Wilmington University campus, with further information on how this is affecting our community. Jeanette?
Chaos and panic fill the streets after the first arrival of the aliens. People run and flee at the sight of invading forces of the aliens. First, they systematically attacked all military bases within the areas of the major cities. Then they set localized EMPs and disabled car batteries within the area, making all transportation impossible for rescue operators to get in to attend to the wounded and aid in rescue operations. The Army's coordinated attempts to fight off aliens have so far failed. The aliens seem to have a shield of some sort protecting their crafts and soldiers. Even nuclear strikes on their motherships have failed. We report now inside Wilmington University, where the military, along with student organizations from the university, have set up a base camp of some sorts. If you are in need of aid in the Newcastle area, please come here to seek medical attention. Also, the Army is asking for any volunteers available to please come to the university to report to duty to aid them in the fight. Reporting live from Wilmington University, I'm Jeanette Halliburton. Have a good night.
Thanks, Jeanette. And now, with a little bit more on the Mars invasion, we're going over to Bill Nye. Bill?
Thanks, Hank. We've been hard at work here at the DuPont Science Lab trying to figure out how these aliens tick. What we have confirmed is that they breathe air just like we do, their shields are impenetrable, and they use environmental suits to protect them from the germs and viruses that are native to our planet. But don't worry, folks, for we have good news. We have confirmed that the shields to the alien suits can be overloaded when enough interference hits the suit. We estimated that about half a clip from an average rifle will bring the shields down and leave the enemy open to more severe damage. Also, we have found that the weakest points to the aliens' armor are located around the head and each of the joint areas. So once the shield is down, aim for the knees or elbows to disable your opponent. We have also been studying the alien weaponry, which is by far more advanced by our standards. Tests are still underway, but we have discovered that they are energy-based weapons that turn off an energy cell. The average shots that these cells produce we are still testing, but our latest result is 2,000 rounds and counting. In conclusion, we're facing an enemy the likes we have never faced before. Everyone needs to exercise extreme caution when entering a hostile area and make your shots count. Each bullet can mean the difference between life and death. This is Bill Nye at the DuPont Science Center. Back to you, Hank.
Thanks, Bill. Now we're over to Paul for the weather. How's the weather looking, Paul?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your weatherman, Paul Storm. I'd like to personally thank each and every one of you for tuning in to us here at Channel 20 News at 6 during this time of chaos. Today, all of our lives would never be the same in lieu of this Martian invasion. I want to completely be honest and forthcoming with all of you about forthcoming with you about all of you, and I'm about to run out of here. Let me quickly give you the important details of this weather. The sky is clear for Martian invasion. The sun is shining brightly for a Martian invasion. The weather for your drive home will be beautiful for a Martian invasion. As Brandon mentioned with traffic, your chances for capture is imminent and potential for experimentation and cannibalism extremely high. That's right, folks. You will be eaten. They will season your body parts with salt and spices for preservation for later consumption. they will put your body parts in such a way that it will resemble a rump roast with potatoes and string beans. Just to let you all know here, I will be on the first plane out of here to escape capture by this Martian scum. Goodbye.
Thank you, Paul. Now it's over to Brandon with traffic. How's the traffic out there, Brandon?
Thanks, Hank. As you can see on the screen here, traffic is literally non-existent. With the alien invasion, as we've reported multiple times before, localized EMPs have taken out most of the car batteries within most of the major populations, such as New York, San Francisco, Chicago. So if you're in the city, more than likely you have no transportation whatsoever except for your local bicycle shops and whatnot, which with looting, there probably isn't any more left. But as we move farther inland, you will see that there are still some cars that are mobile. So if you can find your way to a car and you're more inland towards the heart of America, you're going to want to try and find a car and drive to safety as soon as possible. Roads are dangerous nowadays, especially with the alien invaders that are just patrolling the highways. Also, as you can, right now this is just really tough on all of us. We really just need to pull together. Traffic, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. This is just a really hard time for me right now. I know that I should be here reporting to you, but my family right now I really don't know where they are, and I'm just really worried. But right now, I'm going to try to do my best to get the traffic to you guys. So for the local traffic, right now, I-95 is backed up. So if you're thinking about trying to hit the highway, it's a no-go. Many of the bridges that are connecting from I-95 south over into Wilmington have been taken out by the alien invaders. Your best bet is probably to try the local roads, try 13, try Route 40, try wherever you're trying to go if you're just avoid the main highways. As far as we can see, it's clear going mostly inland. So if you try heading, I can't do this. I just got to get out of here.
Thanks, Brandon. Now on to sports with Matt.
Thanks, guys. Good morning, Wilmington. Or should I say bad morning? You know, with all this alien business going on, it's hard to tell which anymore. It's been an exciting year for sports so far around the United States. We've already seen the Heat take down the Thunder in the NBA Finals. And now it's time for postseason baseball. Who's in the MLB playoffs this year, you wonder? Well, in the American League, it's the New York Yankees, the Detroit Tigers, and the Oakland Athletics, all making the playoffs by winning their divisions this year, while the Texas Rangers and the Baltimore Orioles made it by winning a wild card spot. And in the National League, we had the Washington Nationals, the Cincinnati Reds, and the San Francisco Giants becoming divisional winners with the Atlanta Braves and the St. Louis Cardinals winning a wild card spot. Will we be able to watch or even play these MLB playoffs with the impending alien invasion? No one can tell for sure. But with all the incoming tales of panic and chaos from all across the world, one would say the chances of a full postseason are bleak. This just in. It would seem there are reports from the Heartland that the aliens are now demanding human volunteers to participate in their very own original game. The name of this game is unpronounceable to the human tongue, but we do know from outside sources that this game is very violent. The game forces humans to fight for their lives, gladiator style, against foreign alien wildlife. Seems more like torture than a game to this reporter, perhaps to feed their sick sense of entertainment. Well, Wilmington, it would seem that the aliens have discovered this small-time sports anchor and are demanding his participation and are demanding his participation in their game, which we will now refer to as death ball. Does it have anything to do with the actual ball? It is not certain, but it is certain that this reporter will now find out that answer. Remember to stay away from any alien life forms you encounter in Wilmington. Until next time, if there even is one.
Thanks, Matt. Well, we've reached the end of the show, and we'd just like to say thank you for all of our loyal viewers, and we will do our best to keep you up to date on any news that comes in, and hopefully we'll be able to stay on the air and get the information to you. Do your best to stay indoors and keep tuned to this station. So,
Stay safe and have a great night.
thank you.